Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. WWE is on the road to WrestleMania 41, with less than 3 weeks to go now. Meanwhile, Naomi is gaining momentum as a full-fledged heel on the blue brand, and she turned the heat up in a major way on last Friday's SmackDown. The vicious sneak attack has now been applauded by a top AEW champion. Shelton Benjamin's viral friendship with Michin is no secret, as the two have gone back and forth on social media for a few years now. One half of the reigning AEW World Tag Team Champions was watching on Friday as Mia Yim and B-Fab were attacked by Naomi on the way to the ring. Jade Cargill eventually chased the glow away, but this made the former member of the OC an easy opponent for Charlotte Flair. The gold standard is now praising Naomi. Benjamin took to Instagram to react to Michin's post about how she and B-Fab would bounce back from Friday's setback. She included photos of their entrance and of Naomi's pre-match attack, which drew a comedic celebration from Benjamin in the comments section. Naomi has not responded to Benjamin or Michin as of this writing. B-Fab replied to Benjamin's comment with a pair of rolling eyes emoji, while the 35-year-old responded with an emoji showing she was not amused. WWE will return to Allstate Arena near Chicago next Friday for SmackDown. Below is the updated lineup. CM Punk has not been officially announced for a match or segment, but he is advertised by WWE in the venue for SmackDown in his hometown. Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, Tiffany Stratton, Charlotte Flair, Randy Orton, Kevin Owens, Damian Priest, Bianca Belair, Solo Sikoa, and LA Knight are also advertised. Introduction. The world of professional wrestling has always been one of dramatic turns, unexpected alliances, and shocking betrayals. For fans of WWE, SmackDown is often a stage where history is made, and where rivalries reach their peak. In recent weeks, the blue brand has been under the spotlight for various reasons, including the rise of new superstars, the introduction of fresh rivalries, and a change in the very fabric of the storytelling itself. One moment in particular would stand out from this era of unpredictability: Naomi's sneak attack on a top WWE star during a critical SmackDown match. What made this event even more captivating was the unexpected endorsement it received from none other than the AEW World Champion. The wrestling world, divided between the two major promotions, watched in awe as this moment unfolded. Naomi's sudden act of defiance would ripple across the wrestling community, drawing admiration from some and disdain from others, igniting debates that would fuel fans' imaginations for weeks to come. This is the story of that fateful SmackDown episode, Naomi's unexpected attack, and the support she received from an unlikely ally in AEW champion, a move that shook the foundations of both companies. Chapter 1. The Setup. WWE SmackDown had long been known for its high-energy matches, compelling storylines, and drama-filled segments. Yet the show had been under a sense of creative stagnation for some time. The constant reshuffling of talent, the departure of high-profile stars, and a dwindling fan base had left the blue brand with a sense of uncertainty. But on the night of the SmackDown show in question, a seismic shift was about to take place. Naomi, known for her incredible athleticism and vibrant charisma, had been on the sidelines for a while. Fans had seen her fight valiantly for championships and stage some of the most memorable moments in WWE history. But there was something that had changed. Naomi was no longer content to simply exist in the background. She was done waiting for opportunities to come to her. She was going to create her own path to the top. It all began during a segment involving Charlotte Flair, the queen of WWE and the top heel on SmackDown at the time. Flair had just successfully defended her SmackDown Women's Championship against a rising star, and in her usual fashion, she took to the mic, belittling the roster and declaring that no one could match her skills. Her ego had reached a new level, and her arrogance was palpable in every word she spoke. The fans had grown weary of Charlotte's reign, and Naomi, who had been backstage preparing for her match that night, could feel the pulse of the audience. This was the moment. Naomi stepped out from behind the curtain, her entrance music hitting the speakers, and the crowd roared in approval. The energy in the arena shifted as Naomi's confidence radiated from every step she took toward the ring. Chapter 2. Naomi's Moment. Naomi entered the ring with a purpose. She had the microphone in hand, her eyes locked on Charlotte, who was sneering from the corner. "Charlotte, you've spent too long sitting at the top, thinking you're untouchable," Naomi said, her voice steady but full of fire. "You've turned this division into a joke, and it's time someone put you in your place. The tension in the arena could be cut with a knife." Charlotte's face contorted with disdain as Naomi continued. "It's time for the glow to shine through. And trust me, it's going to burn you." Before Charlotte could respond with one of her trademark retorts, Naomi shocked the WWE Universe by launching herself at the SmackDown Women's Champion with a brutal attack. She slammed her shoulder into Charlotte's midsection, sending her reeling back into the corner. Naomi followed with a flurry of kicks, punches, and high-flying maneuvers that left Charlotte stunned and gasping for air. The crowd exploded in cheers, finally seeing Naomi break free from the mold of being the underdog and step into the spotlight. The referee, though clearly caught off guard, quickly called for the bell. But Naomi was far from finished. She wasn't interested in a match. She wanted something more. The sneaky, unexpected attack was Naomi's statement that she wasn't going to wait any longer for her time to come. She was taking it, regardless of the consequences. Chapter 3. The Fallout. The sneak attack was not just a physical assault. It was a statement. Naomi had made it clear that she was not going to settle for being a background character in the women's division. She was claiming her place at the top, and she wasn't going to play by the same rules as everyone else. The WWE Universe was in shock as Naomi stood tall over the fallen Charlotte, the crowd chanting her name in approval. But what happened next would take this storyline to unprecedented heights. AEW champion, the reigning top star from the rival promotion, made waves with his reaction to Naomi's actions. It started innocuously enough, with the AEW champion taking to social media to express his admiration for Naomi's move. "I've been watching WWE closely lately, and I gotta say, Naomi's got guts," the AEW champion tweeted. "That was an attack that takes some serious courage. I respect that. She's showing the world that she's not afraid to shake things up. Keep doing your thing, Naomi." For many, this was a surprising endorsement. In a world where WWE and AEW often had a fierce, competitive rivalry, the AEW champion's comments were seen as a rare moment of solidarity. Fans who were used to seeing the two promotions at odds were now watching as one of AEW's biggest stars publicly applauded a WWE wrestler for her boldness. The comment quickly went viral, sparking a debate that would transcend the usual wrestling fan factions. Was this a sign that the two promotions were becoming more open to cooperation? Or was it simply a matter of respecting the craft, regardless of the company? Chapter 4. Naomi's Path Forward. The weeks following Naomi's attack were filled with intrigue. WWE management, taken aback by the audacity of her actions, initially seemed uncertain about how to proceed. There were talks of a possible suspension or reprimand for Naomi's unprovoked assault, but the fans' reaction made it clear that Naomi was now a fan favorite. The WWE Universe rallied behind her, and soon her attack on Charlotte became the talk of the industry. Naomi, now riding a wave of momentum, was booked in a series of matches to prove her worthiness as a contender for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Each week, she outperformed her opponents, showing a new level of intensity and focus. She wasn't the same Naomi who had once been content to wait for opportunities. She was now a woman on a mission, one that was personal and unrelenting. Meanwhile, the AEW champion's comments continued to fuel speculation. Fans began to wonder if there was a possibility of cross-promotion between the two companies. Could Naomi, with her boldness and newfound confidence, represent WWE in a future angle with AEW talent? Would this spark a wider trend of cooperation between the companies, breaking down the barriers that had long existed between them? For now, Naomi's focus remained on Charlotte, and the inevitable clash between the two women grew ever closer. But the world of professional wrestling had been forever changed. Naomi had taken the first step in a new era, one where her influence and impact would reverberate beyond the confines of WWE. Chapter 5: The AEW Champion's Role in the Evolution. As Naomi's story continued to unfold on WWE television, the AEW Champion remained a key figure in the background. His support for Naomi wasn't just a casual tweet, it was a sign of something deeper. In interviews, he began to speak more openly about the need for change in the wrestling industry, particularly about how promotions could benefit from working together rather than against each other. His admiration for Naomi's courage resonated with many fans who had grown tired of the traditional us versus them narrative between WWE and AEW. I think the industry as a whole could use a little more of what Naomi's doing, the AEW Champion said in an interview with a wrestling podcast. She's taking chances, she's making things happen. And that's what this business needs. Sometimes you've got to create your own opportunities, even if it means going against the grain. I respect that. The AEW Champion's words sparked a wave of discussion about what the future of professional wrestling could look like if companies began to blur the lines. Could we see more interpromotional feuds? Would the divide between WWE and AEW be bridged by stars like Naomi, who weren't afraid to take risks? Fans began to dream of matches that had once seemed impossible. Naomi against AEW Women's Champions, or even cross-promotional tag teams with superstars from both companies. As Naomi continued her ascent, she did so with the knowledge that her actions had changed the wrestling landscape. She wasn't just a WWE superstar. She was a symbol of a new era of wrestling, where the boundaries between companies were no longer set in stone. Chapter 6: Conclusion. Naomi's sneak attack on Charlotte Flair during that fateful SmackDown episode had reverberated across the wrestling world in ways that few could have anticipated. Her bold move not only solidified her position as a top contender for the SmackDown Women's Championship, but also earned her the admiration of the AEW World Champion, who saw in her the courage and drive that had always defined his own career. In a world where wrestling fans were used to clear-cut rivalries between companies, Naomi's actions symbolized a new possibility, one where the lines between WWE and AEW might one day be blurred. It was a revolution, not just in the way we viewed Naomi, but in how we understood the potential for unity and change within the wrestling industry. The future of Naomi, the WWE SmackDown Women's division, and the relationship between AEW and WWE was now filled with more questions than answers. But one thing was clear: Naomi had ignited a spark that would not be easily extinguished. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our WWE official YouTube channel for more update news.